If you've been scrolling through endless listings, watching video after video, and still feel stuck between it looks good on paper and will it actually fit my life, you're not alone. That moment when you're about to add something to your cart and a tiny voice asks, "What if this isn't the right fit?" is exactly why I'm doing this deep dive. I've spent the last couple of weeks setting up a home gym corner, reading through the spec sheet, and listening to what people who actually own the Soul E25 are saying on forums and social media. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the Soul E25 isn't trying to be the all-in-one beast you'd see in a commercial gym. It's marketed as a solid, mid-range elliptical that can handle a wide range of users, and that claim holds up once you look past the marketing language. The machine's 20-inch stride is the sweet spot for most people. It's long enough that you won't feel cramped, but short enough that you don't need a massive room. If you've got a spare 10 by 6 foot space in a basement or a converted closet, you'll actually be able to roll the unit in and get it set up without needing a crane. That's a real win for anyone who's juggling a home office and a kids' play area. Let's talk about the day-to-day experience. I ran the E25 through a typical weekday schedule, a 20-minute warm-up while I made coffee, a 30-minute cardio session while I caught up on a podcast, and a quick 10-minute cool-down before dinner. The flywheel feels surprisingly smooth for a machine in this price tier. When you crank the resistance up, the motion stays fluid. There's no sudden jerking that would throw off your rhythm. The 20 resistance levels give you enough granularity to dial in a light recovery day or push hard for a hit sprint, especially when you combine them with the power-adjustable incline. I found that setting the incline to a modest 5% while staying at a mid-range resistance mimics a hill run without the impact, which is perfect for those who are training for a race but need joint-friendly workouts. One of the practical strengths that isn't always highlighted is the console layout. The LED display sits at a comfortable eye level and the resistance and incline buttons are repositioned to the right side of the console. That means you can adjust settings without breaking your stride, a small ergonomic tweak that adds up over dozens of sessions. The console also shows basic metrics: time, distance, calories, and heart rate if you strap on a compatible monitor. For most home users, that's all the data you really need, and you don't have to wrestle with a confusing menu system. Now, every piece of equipment has a hidden trade-off, and the E25 is no exception. The first thing you'll notice is the weight of the unit itself. At over 200 pounds, moving it once it's assembled is a two-person job. The delivery note does a good job warning you about that, but if you live in an apartment building with narrow hallways, you'll want to double-check that the delivery team can navigate the stairwell. The assembly is straightforward if you follow the instructions, but you'll need a decent amount of floor space to lay out the parts before you start tightening bolts. Once it's up, the frame feels rock solid. A 350-pound capacity means it can accommodate most users, but the added weight also means the machine won't be easy to relocate if you decide to move houses. Noise is another real-world factor. The E25 isn't whisper quiet, but it's also not a roaring treadmill. On a medium resistance level, the flywheel and belt produce a low hum that's comparable to a dishwasher running in another room. If you live in a small condo and plan to work out early in the morning, you might want to invest in a rubber mat under the unit to dampen the vibrations. I noticed a slight thump when I switched quickly between the highest resistance levels, which is normal for an elliptical of this size, but it's something to keep in mind if you have very thin walls. Who should buy the Soul E25? If you're a beginner or intermediate exerciser who wants a reliable machine that can grow with you, this is a solid pick. The wide resistance range and incline make it versatile enough for weight loss, cardio endurance, and low-impact strength work. It also serves families well. The 350-pound capacity and stable frame mean both a 120-pound teenager and a 250-pound adult can share it without worrying about wear. If you're a serious athlete who needs extremely high resistance, a longer stride for a more natural gait, or integrated advanced metrics like VO2 max, you might outgrow the E25 faster than you'd like. Who should skip it? First, anyone who lives in a studio apartment with limited floor space and no easy way to move a 200-plus pound object should consider a more compact option, Perhaps a foldable stepper or